Hello everyone. I haven't been making so many videos, but been a little bit busy. But today I'm going to make a video here, and I'm gonna make a video about one of my most famous games. And of course, my two most famous is the ones that I lost to Magnus Carlsen, of course. But the third most famous game is actually this one against Dutch Grandmaster Jan Timman. It was played in 2019 in Denmark. At that their big open tournament they have every summer. I played it many times, but of course it doesn't exist anymore because I think it was COVID. Because of COVID, they shut it down. But I got to play many strong players. I used to play it like every. It used to be like the only tournament I played was this because I liked it. It's like was like an open tournament. Good players. I played many 2700 players there. I think I played Eljanov and one more 27 and Malakov, also two 2700 players I got to play there, and also of course Jan Timman, Dutch legend. Timman was considered to be the strongest player in Western Europe during 70s, 80s and 90s. During 70s, of course, until 84, Karpov was the strongest player, and then maybe Timman was maybe the second strongest in the world, even if he didn't get a world championship match against Karpov then. And then, of course, Kasparov was the strongest between 84 or 85 and 2000, and also at that time maybe Karpov was second strongest and maybe Timman was third, maybe. So he's known as the best Western chess player. He has some very exciting aggressive play style, and he has also written many books. I've read his book Power Play with Pieces, and also a few others. And he also used to write in a Dutch chess magazine New Chess, which is before internet. It was like the main chess magazine for chess news and commentaries. Like if you are a serious chess student, like Informator was like the number one source before like internet and computers and like that. The New Chess was second. And now of course with internet and there is information everywhere, YouTube and so on, of course, but it's a famous player. And actually I've seen Timman many times because there is a tournament in I live in southern Sweden, and there is a tournament in Malmö known as the Sigeman Chess Tournament that is still going like every summer for like the last 30 years. And even when I was like quite a new chess player, when I was like 10, I already then sometimes went and looked at the chess games, and Timman was playing like every year except like maybe the last 5. I don't know if he plays anymore, but he for like 25 years I always used to watch him, and he was kind of one of the fan favorites there, always playing exciting chess. And it's fun to watch him play that tournament. He was always invited because I think he is he's like friend with Sigeman, who is the sponsor of the tournaments. I think Timman played many times because of that. So this game was played 2019, and I looked it up before. Timman was 67 year at this time, so he's not so good as he used to be. He used to be like a 2650 player at least before, but now he has gone down to 2550. And I kind of remember like even like the later years in the Sigeman that Timman used to get very like good. He had good openings and good understanding of the game, but because of his age, he's not so sharp tactically that he was like 20 years ago. And yeah, I also feel that I'm only 40 now, but I already feel that my tactical abilities is just not the same as it was 20 years ago. So that's how it is when you get older. You get worse at tactics. Hopefully, you can make it up with wisdom. So I always used to play d4. So I played it my main against Timman here, and he's playing he's inviting to the Nimzo Indian defense, and my main variation here was always the Catalan. But before this tournament, I was a big fan of a chess webpage that doesn't exist anymore. It's called the Chess24 webpage, and they have had a lot of chess videos, and you could be like I was a subscriber there for like €5 each month. You could like access their large video library. So I used to watch a lot with Svidler and Fresinet and Heine Nielsen and Jan Gustafsson. And for this tournament I had prepared Nimzo Indian as white because I have watched and memorized Gustafsson's course here in the Queen C2 Nimzo Indian. So it was relatively fresh here for me. So Timman played b6. It was one of the moves that Gustafsson said black can play. And it's also amazing how much better the new Stockfish is, because this tournament was played before AI was invented. I think AI was invented maybe around this time. Maybe it was invented around this time with AlphaGo and then AlphaZero and Leela and now Stockfish 17, all based on the AI, machine learning AI chess engines, because these like the open evaluation is just completely different. For example, like b6 here, which was like one of the main moves. All computers nowadays, you can see it's not something that the computer likes here. b6, you should play something else. And I've also analyzed this game, of course, when I play the game, and a lot of moves old computers were just missing that this new Stockfish 17 just sees. So that's really exciting to get finally a very strong player looking at this game here. So when some players play this with Queen C2, some players want to play A3, take, black takes and queen takes just to not get the double pawns here, but this is like the old way for white to play, and it doesn't give so much because black develops his bishop, moves the king, and then d5 and c5 and start trading, and white has the bishop pair, but it doesn't give so much. So the more modern way is to play queen c2, that you want to play e4, and that's how I and also Gustafsson in his course said was the correct way to play here. And black plays this, and I take the center. So now it's a little bit like Benoni or so. So queen e7 is a theory. Of course, the point is white cannot do e5, as I've shown here with arrows, because if I do e5, he can, let me show it instead. So, and then this one is pinned, so you can just take it basically. So that's why this one is the recommended move here, bishop e2. And the reason you have to start with this one is, of course, so that you can take like this. So he does d6 instead, preparing maybe to go e5 later. And I develop, and he cancels. And here it looks like h3 is the correct move to prepare bishop e3. I don't know if I was out of book or I still followed Gustafsson's analysis, but Gustafsson's analysis was, of course, based on the old computer, so those analyses is of no value now because of how much stronger the modern computers are. So h3 is the correct move here. Apparently, just because black often wants to trade a bishop or go with the knight or something. But I played like this, and black took, and then he did this here. Also not the best move. Best would have been to take, and then here with the bishop and trade, and the knight here. Looks like black has equal position. Like here, he will take, he will go here, and it looks like an equal position. But he played like that. I have to move the bishop, and it's also provoking this f6 a bit. So here I could also have gone to h4, but I played here. And interestingly, he does e5 here, a move that the computer doesn't like. The computer likes knight e5 instead. Yeah, his knight on g4 doesn't get so many squares the way he plays. And play like this. And now I make a mistake here, obviously. It's like when I see it now with the like modern computers, it looks really bad. What I did was that I took an h6 here, and I have no idea why I did it. But there was one thing that's interesting here, that is that the computer likes long castle, and I did that later in the game because I thought if it's gonna be a positional game or an end game, I'm definitely gonna lose to Jan Timman. Like my only chance to not lose is if it becomes sharp tactically and he makes some kind of a mistake there. So I already here decided that, of course, castling. I thought during the game that castling short was better, but actually, as you can see, the computer likes castling queenside. So my idea was actually not so bad. It was just that I shouldn't have taken on h6 before. And I don't really know why I did. I guess maybe I was a little bit afraid of f4 maybe, and it would be shot out. Let's see what happens on that. Castle here. I can always open with g3, so that's nothing here. Okay, so but anyway, I took here. Also a move, of course, that computers thinks is interesting is this one, is threatening the queen. So now he likes to take. I see, and then it was something like this I wanted to happen and fight for the king's side control here. Yeah, something like this. This was kind of what I would like to play actually. But so this would have been a better way for me to play my ID. So I took here anyway, and then I made a move that the computer doesn't like so much. I wanted just to get some clarity here on the king side, so I played g4. I saw here that he cannot take like this because I thought rook here and then h5 knight here, winning back the pawn, but the computer sees a stronger move here, knight here, getting this square. And I have nice compensation for a pawn, castling long, and yeah, looks like I have a very nice position here actually. But of course I knew when I played g4 that he shouldn't take there, that just looks way too dangerous. So, sorry, wrong button. So I took here, and I thought first maybe that he would do this one, f4 here, and the idea would be to close here, but I would still try to open here somewhere. But that was something that I thought this maybe is one way to play to get a calmer game, and he always has this queenside break, so if he just can get the king side closed, it's good for him. But he took here, which is also a fine move, and he played a rook here. It was also possible to play like this, keeping the rook on f8. And looks normal to put the knight here where it's defending the king. And here I cast along as I thought I should. This is actually a mistake because he gets dangerous play here on the queen side, but it's actually quite a complicated game here. It becomes a very complicated game here. Here I make something that I think is like the correct practical decision. Computer thinks it's best just to take here, but the point is with my play, like if I do like this and he'll do like this, soon when I start to do something here then maybe he doesn't have to answer on the king side and he can start his own play on the queen side. So it's kind of important for me to do things on the king side when he still has to answer it. For example, now bc4 doesn't look right because I can take on h6, for example. So I did this. And here I think he makes like, again, he makes like, also the computer thinks he makes a mistake, but I think especially a practical mistake, which is that he doesn't try to close the king side. He takes this pawn that I was here, but instead trying to close it off here. He probably thought that I would do this one, but again he can close the position here, and even if I put a rook here like I've shown here with the arrow, this pawn here on g6 is blocking, so his king is, it has like a safe harbor as shelter here in front of the pawn. So this is like a typical motif how you defend here, and also the computer thinks because yeah, he will get some play on the queen side because my structure is very weak here. So something like this would have been definitely better for him, but he didn't. He took here, and my plan was to take. Of course, he cannot take it back because I win his queen here. Like, so here he has two moves, knight f6 or knight b6. Knight f6 looks much more logical because it's like defending the king side. But as we will see later, I will actually get some kind of tactical tricks here. And one problem will be for black that this rook is an active position, but it's also a little bit it makes his king a little bit vulnerable, as we will see in the game. But I still think it's correct to put the knight here where the king is. And I played here. So this is what I mean. I made moves here that he needs to answer on the king side, so he can't continue his play on the queen side. He has to move the king now. And now I didn't see any more forcing moves, so now I have to take here. And he played this one. Here, of course, I thought about b6, like the computer says, just to try to not open lines. It would have been the same idea as Timman could have done here with with keeping the g pawn, white g pawn on the board. But I took here, and the reason for that is that I saw that when he tries to take this one back, I can often have this knight e6 here. So I did some analysis here with the arrows here. So let's see what he made a mistake here, in my opinion. This c4 also, the computer doesn't like it at all. He played like this, and what I think he underestimated is that I get my queen here. But let's look at bishop a6, which I expected first. Here I have two moves, or actually three moves for the computer, but for me I was just thinking about knight here or take here. This rook d2 of course is possible also. So if I take here, this doesn't work. I don't think I saw that, but I saw that his play is quite quick here. So he can take here, and when I take here, he gets like a winning attack now, queen here or queen here. For example, here, threatening like mate, and when I defend it, he goes here, and I just can't defend like everything. So it's something like this is good for black. So here the correct is to defend again, and because this is too important, this pawn, and here it looks like it's an equal game here. It was also interesting to play knight here first, and here, sorry for all the arrows, there is like three 3 moves here. It was because I analyzed this game before. There is several moves here for black. There is knight take here. When I take with the rook, queen takes. There is bishop here. And there is also rook e4. And rook e4, let's start with this one. The point is that he looks like he's winning a piece here. But I'm actually getting some lot of counterplay here. So if it takes here, then I have this move. And he can't take because it's checkmate, and he can't go back because then I checkmate. And but there is one solution for him, like a computer move here, this knight here. Because if I would take like this, he can take like this. And this structure here is apparently equal. For example, if I move my king here to not get checkmated, he can just check and go back. And apparently this, as you can see here, there is a forced draw for black. He goes here, here, and here. And yeah, it's same also drawing mechanism for black here. So it could have ended like that. So this was if he played here. If he takes here, then I have to take back. I have to take back here. Looks like I can take here because it's being pinned, but it doesn't work for me. Because, yeah, he gets his play, and I don't get any material, but he gets his play on the queen side, so it's just winning for him. So I have to take here. And this is apparently even game here. And last move is this one, typical tactic here, winning the knight here. Have to take, and something like this look normal. And then here are several moves. He can, for example, take on e2. Also this move, which I think is a little bit cute. It's can be taken, like the rook can be taken by 4 pieces, but the point is of course that he can do like that. All of these ones looks, yeah, for the computer they are equal, but for a human mind it's just hard to evaluate all the lines here. So he played this one, which was a mistake, but I actually didn't see the best move. And this is what I mean, like with the power of the new modern AI, chess AI engines. Like this rook d4, I just old engines just didn't find those moves like so. This rook d4, yeah, was not found by old engines because I never saw that. But when you see it now, it's easy to see. Okay, I want to take the rook, and he cannot take because I win like that. And maybe if he trades, then yeah, apparently it's good for me to get this trade, and e5 is a bit weak here. So white is winning, but it's, yeah, I didn't see that rook d4. I'm sure Timman didn't either. It's just a difficult move to find. So I played queen b6, which I liked, and here also because I saw like a tactic here that I have this queen here, and I threaten to go here or here. For example, if let's say he takes here, then I check here, check, and checkmate. This was a mate that I would like to get in. And also if he does something, let's see if he takes like this, then I can take this pawn instead, and he still can't take because it's a checkmate. So just having this tactical potential here was really nice, and actually the game will end with a similar combination like that. So Timman, he of course saw this, that this was threatening. So he played he played the best move here where he retreated. It both defends this one, but especially it makes so that he can defend this tactic here. And here, as we can see, I make a mistake here. I thought it was a good move, but it's quite a big mistake here. I played rook g3, intending to double rooks on the g file. But as we can see here, there was some stronger moves. For example, this move is pretty strong. And there is tactical problems here with the bishop and the rook. For example, if he moves here, I can go here. He can't take because knight is hanging. So the only way to not lose a piece for him is to go here. And then this queen defends c4, so I could just take here. And the computer likes something like this retreat here. When you see it, it looks great. This is just defending my king. So it looks great for me here, but it's just not, I don't think I saw this bishop b3, but when you see it, it's like pretty obvious that that's a good way to play. So, and there is also one more move, is to go here at once. That was something that I thought about, but I thought like I could improve it by preparing the doubling first, but it would have been stronger just to play it. And the reason is that if he takes like this, then it's not so easy for him to win back this pawn. And if he takes like this, then I have this move. And again, he cannot take the knight because the rook is hanging. So he should probably go take here. But it just doesn't really work because now I can take here. And then take here. And yeah. My position is defended, and he just doesn't have so much for the exchange. So instead of that, he should move his rook, and I get this defended, and I can put the bishop here, and I have a safe king. And I both have a safe king and 2 pawns more, so it's just good for white here. But I played the rook here, which was not good. It was important for me to win this pawn, so not because you win a pawn, but because I defend a2 and can put the bishop in a position where I defend my queen. So here he makes a mistake. He play h6, which forced me to do the strong move knight e6. So that's obviously not a good move. What he should have done is that he should have taken here. And now I have 2 possibilities. I can go back here and defend my a pawn, or I can go here. But then he can take here, and if I take here, he will take here. And he gets counterplay, for example, here, 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 and now he has perpetual check, just check with the rook here, and it's a draw. So that would have been one way how the game could have ended. But instead he played this, and he forced me to do the good move that I should have done the move before, to go here. And he played rook e4, which the computer doesn't like so much, but it's already winning here for white. Obviously, he does that because I threaten maybe to take it. So that's why he does it. And also he threatens the bishop. Instead, taking here was possible, but again, I can take here, and yeah, it's a fork. So that's why it was very important for him to take here, because now I have to move the queen. But when he does this, and when he now takes, I can take here, and I threaten the fork, so he has to take. And now instead of putting my queen on the b file, I can put it in the center here. And basically I have a good position and exchange and pawn more, so yeah, it's just good for white, this. And so that's why he moved the rook. And I played here because he threatened my bishop, and now it was time for him to take. Nothing is better here. And I put the queen here, threatening the bishop. So he basically has to take. I take back. No, I took back on e4, winning an exchange. But looks like the computer prefers taking here. Yeah, that looks pretty strong. Yeah, it's just winning for white. So I didn't see this, but apparently this was this is forced mate for white, so this was better. But what I did was also good enough. I took here. His bishop is threatened, and he threatens this pawn, but I have time to protect it. And now he threatens my bishop, so I have to move it. And here I saw here that I could do like very nice move here. Yeah, it's forced mate for me now, as you can see. But when he took here, I got to sacrifice my queen against Timman. And the point is that, of course, when he takes, it's a checkmate. So it was fun to win against such a legendary player. And it was also quite like, because I'm from Sweden, like it was on like the Swedish main web page, because it's just it's not so common for a Swedish player to defeat a famous player like Timman, because we yeah, as you probably know, we have one strong player, Nils Candelius, and then we don't have any other strong players really. And historical, of course, we have Ulf Andersson, who is same generation as Timman. But yeah, so that was fun. I got a little bit famous for that. And okay, so that's what I wanted to show you. So see you next video.